Hello, my name is Glenn and welcome back to the Cryptonest. I hope you're all having a great day today. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope it's going well for you. I've got a lot of different things to cover today, a lot of stories that I found that I interesting this morning I thought you might want to know about. So I'm going to go ahead and move right along. Before I do that though, if you could do me one big favor, click the little subscribe button down below, give me a like. If there's anything that you find in this video interesting, drop me a comment and let me know. I look forward to your feedback. Want to build this as a community? I'd love to hear what your comments are. Please, let's get some communication going on in here, and let's do it. I want to talk to you today about the world's leading bank, HSBC, having big plans to move into the blockchain. That's where we're going to start off today. I've got a lot of different stories I want to cover, but we'll start here. And the world's leading bank plans huge move over into the blockchain technology. The move will see billions tracked at HSBC via blockchain technology, and this is a positive move in the world of blockchain adoption. We keep talking about how we need more adoption, more people to use it. Well, having a giant bank like this, HSBC, moving into the blockchain, not necessarily into Bitcoin, but moving into blockchain and putting their information, their data into a blockchain, it's great for all of us because it will help drive the blockchain adoption, which of course in turn will help drive the cryptocurrency adoption. It says here that we have to get excited when these announcements come around as they pave huge steps towards global blockchain adoption, which is something that has to occur if we ever want to see the adoption of cryptocurrency too. With HSBC talking about blockchain technology, their rivals will want in on the action too, creating what could be a global shift towards mainstream banks actually using the blockchain, and that would be awesome. At least it's a step in the right direction. It says here that HSBC intends to move its current paper-based records onto a digital vault platform by March of 2020, allowing investors to track securities in real time. The UK-based bank will significantly digitize its private placement records, allowing investors to quickly check on their holdings. This is going to be a private blockchain, so of course the people will have to be a member in order to get access to it, which makes it pretty safe and secure. And people's information will be there so that they'll be able to check on their records, check on their investment portfolios and things of this nature at any time they want. It's immutable. Personally, I think it's a step in the right direction. The records are currently held in paper-based records, according to the report. It can be tricky and time-consuming to access them in present form. HSBC is only transferring 40% of its records onto the blockchain, according to the report, and the bank holds 50 million in assets at the present. That's a lot of money. $50 million in assets, and they're putting 40% of it onto the blockchain. That's a pretty good start. We would expect that should all of this rollout prove to be a success by March 2020, in the following years, the remaining 60% of data would also be moved over to the system to really clean up the way HSBC investors are able to access data information. So basically, they're rolling it out. In my opinion, what I see is like a pilot program. We'll put 40% of them on there, see how it works, and then we can slowly integrate the rest over in time. Sounds like a good way to go. Obviously, HSBC has recognized the wave presently going on and where things are moving in the future in order for them to recognize blockchain in the way that they have. One of the reasons why they may be doing this is because banks are becoming very nervous right now. Why are they becoming nervous? Well, before Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were around, the idea surrounding the backstreet currency was one that was used by thieves and drug dealers on the dark web. Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies are challenging the monetary system, which has long been intrinsically linked to banks. I told you in one of the previous videos that I've done that the first time I ever heard about Bitcoin, somebody was talking about some guy being arrested and for a website that was selling drugs and hiring hitmen and stuff of this nature. And I didn't want anybody killed and didn't have any need for drugs, so I didn't really think I needed to deal with Bitcoin. Oh, what a fool I was to listen to the media. I made an investment of approximately $20,000 back about 5 or 6 years ago, which today, had I put that in Bitcoin, would have been worth about $19.8 million. Of course, I didn't put it into Bitcoin. I put it into something else. Major banks have always been very skeptical of cryptocurrencies, and in particular Bitcoin, and the skepticism has only increased along with Bitcoin's popularity. Banks are getting nervous because they understand that Bitcoin is getting a lot of attention and that people like the idea of being able to have control over their own money. To put it simply, the banks, they want to destroy Bitcoin before Bitcoin gets to the banks. Everybody says that Bitcoin is a disruptive technology. Well, one of the biggest places where it can be disruptive is in the financial institutions, in the banking, which is why Chase and JP Morgan and Fidelity and so many of the others have decided to start dealing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because they recognize the dangers that are possibly there. So, if you can't beat them, join them. And then once you've joined them, find a way to control them, I guess, is their thoughts. And however, this is not the case now. And since the introduction of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, ICOs, and blockchain technology, they are now posing a legitimate threat on traditional banks, which has understandably left them incredibly nervous. They don't want to lose control. An unnamed spokesperson agreed with this view. Bitcoin's skyrocketing run in value, as well as adoption and mainstream acceptance, has led to banks and regulators getting very nervous and investigating a few knee-jerk reactions. These reactions are, however, simply asserting the fact that Bitcoin is a legitimate disruptive threat. The banks know it. Why does it target banks? Well, banks and other cryptocurrencies are challenging the monetary system, which has long been intrinsically linked to banks. Look, you guys have heard me say it all along. I mean, all through that's what this channel is all about. I mean, you go to the bank, you put your money in the bank, and they charge you to hold on to your money. You need to send your money to somebody, and you have to pay exorbitant fees in order to send money to people. The banks close. Cryptocurrencies are open 24/7. It takes days, weeks in order to be able to transfer money overseas or to other places, where you can do it in minutes with Bitcoin. And you don't have to have anybody telling you yes, you can, or no, you can't. You can do it when you want, how you want. And depending on which cryptocurrency you use, almost as quickly as you want, because depending on what you do, different coins have different transaction times. There are coins out there that are almost instantaneous pay. Bitcoin takes about 10 minutes per transaction or per confirmation, which can make for a slow transaction, but it's okay by me. I mean, unless I'm trying to pay for a cup of coffee, which I'm not. It's okay if it takes a couple of minutes. I'd rather deal with that than several days or weeks and know that I have control over it and that it's secure. It's immutable. It can't be changed. Nobody can intercept my money in the process as long as I've done it correctly. No one can tell me no. This is the nice thing about it, and banks are really concerned about that. And this has led the banks to quickly try and play catch up, as it is clear that the cryptocurrencies are not going anywhere. In the beginning, they thought we would just go away, but cryptocurrencies are not going away. In fact, if anything, we're going to get more and more of them, and the cryptocurrencies that are going to come out by banks and central governments. We've already seen it. In fact, I have a story here that we're going to discuss in just a moment, talking about that very thing. So why are banks nervous of this? Banks are unsure how to react to any threat from Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They have been unchallenged for a huge number of years, which has made Bitcoin and all blockchain technologies incredibly hard to control. Thanks to its decentralized nature, as more and more people are using Bitcoin, the power and control is being taken from traditional banks, while some of the similar establishments are doing what they can to go around with this change. As they recognize that it is the future, larger banks actively denounce it. This is because they fear that their establishments could go the same way as others when new technologies have come in, making others completely obsolete. The telephone is a great example. We all used to have a telephone on our wall, had a cord. You walk up and you stand there and you talk on the phone. Nowadays, everybody carries a cell phone in their pocket. If you were the manufacturer of those telephones that hung on the wall, when cell phones started coming out, you would be very nervous, knowing that one day people may carry more phones in their pocket than they have on their walls. But that would never happen, right? Well, banks see the same reality here, and they're concerned, and they're trying to make adoptions and adapt to this situation, so that they don't get run out of business as well. Of course, there will always be a need for some kind of financial institution, some kind of bank. Anybody that thinks that there's this world where a bank does not exist, I think they're a little bit off base. However, I've even said that myself in the past, but the reality of it is I don't think that banks will ever necessarily disappear, but the way they do business is going to definitely be affected and definitely be changed by the cryptocurrencies. I mean, digital cash, that's what we're talking about here, a way to transfer money digitally. And that's been the bank's realm for all these years. They don't want that control taken away. So while it may be a long way off of happening, the truth is the changes have already started to happen. We're seeing it already. And there's no stopping progress, even when the banks are trying to do everything they can to stop Bitcoin from taking over. It's very obvious they should be nervous about it happening. Drop me a note down in the comments below. What do you think? You think banks have something to be nervous about? Do you think that they're going to go away? Do you think that you ever see a day where there will be no banks? Let me know what you think. I'd be interested to know. Tim Draper, for those that don't know, is one of the original angel investors in Bitcoin. You heard me mention before drugs and hitmen and so on and so forth. Well, Tim Draper is continuing to call for Ross Ulbricht to be freed. Ross Ulbricht was the one that created Silk Road. I'm not going to get too deep into this right now because, believe me, this is definitely a story for another time. I actually, to be honest with you, I started looking into this, and after about 30 minutes of researching, because I know the story pretty well already, after doing about 30 minutes of research, I didn't see how I could cut it down fast enough and concise enough in a short period of time that I had to make this video worthwhile today. So I will work on that, and I will definitely get a video out about Silk Road. In fact, I've seen Ross Ulbricht's mom go online before with people. Maybe if it's at all possible, I can try to get an interview with her. That would be really awesome if I could pull that together. So we'll see how that goes in the future. Unless you're new to the space, you've heard of Tim Draper. He's one of the most successful investors across the globe. He's been involved with all kinds of cryptocurrency projects. He's the original angel investor from way back in the day. He's actually calling for Ross Ulbricht, the creator of Silk Road, to be released. The Crypto Finder did a podcast with Draper where they asked him a lot about Bitcoin, and he proceeded to spend most of his conversation talking about Ross Ulbricht and the fact that he should be freed. Draper said in the following, in response, "Free Ross, baby, get him out. We need entrepreneurs like that guy. Get him out of jail. Why do we put these really extraordinary people in jail? We need their minds, their energy, their life force. Get them free. Who knows what he could have come up with." If you get into the story, it gets really deep. It gets really dark. I can understand why, if any of the information is accurate. I'm not a lawyer. I can't say. I'm not going to get into the legal aspects of what's right and wrong in a court's eyes. But in my personal opinion, this guy should be let out, and he should have been let out a long time ago. Humanity is not being human by putting all these people in jail. We've seen a real move lately where if somebody comes out and blows the whistle or gives information on something, they end up in jail rather than the person that was doing it. Well, Ross, yeah, he created a website. The website was known as Silk Road. Silk Road, there were a bunch of people on Silk Road doing a lot of bad things. Like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into this right now, but there were federal agents involved. Federal agents were taking money. They were doing nefarious things. It's alleged that they set him up. A lot of different things. Again, I'm not going to get into it all right here, but I will drop this link below, and I would definitely encourage you all to take the time to read this story. There's a petition here. Nearly 250,000 people have signed it. I have signed it personally. I believe that Ross should be let go. I would definitely encourage anybody who has an interest to take the time to read through here and see what this is all about, because I mean, this is just not right. The man, 2,257 days in prison. He's a first-time offender serving 2 life sentences without parole, plus 40 years, all for non-violent charges associated with creating the Silk Road website. Passionate about free markets and privacy, he was 26 when he made the site. He was never prosecuted for causing harm or bodily injury, and no victim was named at the trial. This is a deep story. Like I said, I don't have time to go into it today. I will do another story on it in the future. But anytime that this gentleman here or someone can go and create a website and end up with double life plus a 40-year sentence, and some of the biggest drug dealers that were actually doing the drug sales on the website, including federal agents, corrupt federal agents who only received 6.5 years. Take the time to read this. It's just not right. I don't have time, again, to go into this today. I will do another story about it. In fact, the more I talk about it, the more I really feel the need to have to do that. Please take the time. Go to freeross.org and read through here. Let me know what you think. Sign the petition if you agree with it. And I guess that's all for that right now. France is going to test its central bank digital currency in Q1 of 2020. Back to what we were saying here before about why banks should be nervous. Well, if you can't beat them, join them, right? So France is going to test its own central bank digital currency coming up in Q1 of 2020. The digital euro pilot won't involve retail customers. According to the report, the digital euro pilot will only target private financial sector players and won't involve retail payments made by individuals. Villeroy reportedly noted that a digital currency for retail customers would be subject to special vigilance. As reported by Les Echos, the initiative intends to strengthen the efficiency of the French financial system while ensuring trust in the currency. I think it's very interesting. We had Germany talking about their central bank handle currencies, cryptocurrencies, selling cryptocurrencies. Now we have France looking at testing its own central bank cryptocurrency. We have Mastercard set to release its own crypto wallet. Are we starting to notice a pattern here, guys, where financial institutions are waking up and recognizing and realizing that they better jump on the train before it leaves the station without them? I don't know about you, but personally, that's what I'm seeing. Mastercard are notorious for one of the world's leading payment service providers, and the chances are that you have a Mastercard product in your own cash wallet. It's because Mastercard have for decades provided a facility for fiat card payments, leaving many banks and financial service providers open to their service. We're all familiar with Visa, familiar with Mastercard. According to Cointelegraph, the leading payment giants have announced the appointment of 2 new blockchain-based roles within the upper management structure of Mastercard. Such roles include a director of product management for cryptocurrency wallets and a vice president for product management for blockchain. Indeed, these job titles do suggest that within Mastercard, the idea is to launch some sort of blockchain product. The appointment of a wallet director all but confirms this suspicion. We already carry their debit cards, or not their debit cards, their credit cards. I'm sure that Mastercard recognized the need for a crypto wallet, considering the way the waves are moving in the future with finances. So Mastercard isn't wasting any time. They've gone ahead and hired a couple, or they're looking to hire a couple vice presidents within their company to start basically a blockchain segment of their company. That's pretty telling if you ask me. The future hire for VP and product management for blockchain and crypto should notably have experience in current payment systems as well as familiarity with relevant industry standards and regulatory requirements. All roles will be required to closely monitor evolving trends in the cryptocurrency ecosystem and spearhead solutions for new technological developments as well as emerging risks. As an incumbent of the previous generation of global digital payments processors, Mastercard is increasingly embracing blockchain and cryptocurrency-related development. Yeah, because if they don't, they're going to end up out of business. Cryptos and other forms of new digital currencies coming up in the future will put them out of business. So they have to adapt. This could mark the start of a very exciting time for Mastercard, a company that promises to see huge growth within the cryptocurrency sector. The existence of a Mastercard-based cryptocurrency wallet will also ensure that the adoption of cryptocurrency within the mainstream could be a far more realistic product, with users around the world far more willing to adopt a product built by a payment service provider that they know and trust. Let's hope that the appointment of these 2 positions leads to some exciting developments that soon enough we see a real Mastercard-based cryptocurrency wallet hit the headlines. I don't know about you. Would you trust Mastercard creating a cryptocurrency wallet? Mastercard's been around a long time. Visa's been around a long time. The fact that they've been around for a long time, they're going to want to make sure that they stay relevant in the world today, in the financial world today. And cryptocurrencies is obviously a way to do that. We already carry a MasterCard in our wallet. What if we had a MasterCard cryptocurrency wallet where we could just pay for our services and things, products and services using our MasterCard wallet? Might be kind of cool. I don't know. But it's definitely another case of our current financial system finding a way to try to adapt to the newer upcoming cryptocurrency world that's happening today. I want to talk to you all for a moment about some of the most common hacking methods to steal your Bitcoin. And first of all, let me say, if anybody ever contacts you, my channel is not big enough by any means at this time. I guess I'll know I arrived when I have a hacker out there trying to use an email that looks very similar to mine trying to tell you that, I want to invest your Bitcoin for you, or send me, a little bit of ETH and I'll send you back a full ETH. And guys, if anyone ever contacts you in any way, shape, or form saying that they're me and they want your money for anything, whether it be to build my channel, whether it be to trade for you, doesn't matter what it is, don't do it. It's not me. I will never ask you all personally to, donate to the channel, or to let me do your trading for you, or, offer you some kind of personal investment on the side. If you're not hearing it right here on this video where everybody can hear it, it's not happening. So I'm telling you right now, please do not anybody ever give money to anybody saying they are me without first contacting me, checking it out, verifying exactly what's going on, because I will never ask anybody for money on a personal level, through an email, through a messenger. I do, however, have a giveaway coming up in the near future. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. Darn it. I have a giveaway coming up. You've heard me talk about Robert Beatles. He wrote a book recently. I have a book coming from him that I'm going to give away on the channel to one lucky person. But I need to get to 100 subscribers first. So if you all could do me a favor and please subscribe to my channel, click, give me a like below, leave me a comment, say something, let me know that you're there. Share this with your friends. Share this video out there. I would really appreciate it. Get me up to 100 subscribers. Help me get this channel up to 100 subscribers. And I have a giveaway for you all. I've got a book about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin written by Robert Beatles himself. And I'm really, really looking forward to being able to share this with you all. I will give it away. I don't know. We'll find some way on the channel to where everybody can participate. And one lucky person, I will mail them a book about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies written by the man Robert Beatles himself. So that's pretty cool. I look forward to that. I can't wait to be able to do that. So help me get the subscribers up, guys. If you don't mind, please share my videos. Let somebody know out there. Cryptocurrency is a big world, and there's a lot of people out there that need to be brought into it still that don't know anything about it. And if you just introduce them to my channel, well, that's one less person that we have to reach. So do me that favor if you wouldn't mind. And I have a giveaway coming up for you. I have more giveaways that I want to do in the future, but I got to get the channel up and going. I have some referral links down below in the descriptions. Please use them. You don't have to, but if you do, it supports the channel, which will allow me to do more things like this and be able to do more giveaways in the future, which will benefit you, not just me, but it will benefit you. It will benefit us all, and this community will grow. So please take a moment, share this video with everybody that you know, and help me build that up so that I can, do some of these giveaways and we can reach some more people out there. According to the research firm Chainalysis, as much as 20% of all Bitcoin currently in circulation is to be lost forever. And when this research was conducted, this would sum up about 3.8 million Bitcoins that could never be recovered. That leads to the deflationary nature of the currency, where so many of them have been lost, but we don't want to keep losing them. So today, let's take a look at the possible ways that you can lose your Bitcoins. And there's a lot of scams and hacks out there. It's important to know what to be wary about when dealing with your cryptocurrencies. I already gave you a couple hints, guys. Don't ever give money to someone who's emailing you saying they're me, okay? If anyone ever says, well, send me 1/10 of an ETH and I'll send you back an ETH, one full ETH, don't do it. That is a very well-known scam out there, and yeah, just don't. Pyramid schemes. This is a big one, and it seems to happen a lot in the cryptocurrency space. There was a really big Ponzi pyramid scheme out there called BitConnect, which to this day is still very well known, and yeah, something you really want to watch out for. It's also known as a Ponzi scheme. It's a form of fraud where early investors are paid out quick profits with funds obtained from the most recent investors. So they just keep bringing more and more people in, but they'll take the new people and they'll use their money to pay out the people that have been around for a while. And eventually it gets so big that there isn't enough money to keep paying people out. And the whole thing comes crumbling down, and everybody that's invested money, unless you were one of the very, very first that got in the very, very beginning, you never see any of your money. And even the ones that do get in the very beginning, a lot of times don't ever get what they're promised, only see a percentage of it, or maybe not get anything at all. I mean, that's always a possibility. Just depends on how how well put together the Ponzi scheme is and what kind of longevity the creators have put into it. But if they want your money, they're going to get it. So please be careful, very careful of anything that is asking you to go out and sign up more people so that you can get bigger returns by signing up more people. No, please don't. There are referral links if you sign up if someone signs up on a referral link. Sometimes those referrals can multiply, but Ponzi schemes are dangerous. If you put your money in, you're not going to see it out. Please be careful where you put your money. Do your own research. Make sure you know exactly what you're putting your money into. Don't ever just buy into something because some guy on YouTube told you. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. Don't ever take advice from me as far as what to buy or what not to buy. Do your own research. I will give you the information that I have been able to find, and then please take the time to find out if the information that I've given you works for you. Find out if it's right for you. Don't just get involved because you heard me or anybody else on YouTube mention the name of something that might make you some money one day. Please do your own research. A Ponzi scheme is no realistic way of ever making money, and it offers people unrealistic returns in crypto. An example of an alleged Ponzi scheme is the BTC Global scheme, which promised its investors returns of 2% per day or 14% a week. Almost 30,000 investors from South Africa have lost about $1 billion overall. So guys, watch out for that. You got phishing, hackers, and scammers. They always seem to be on the move, stealing Bitcoin by fraudulently obtaining usernames, passwords, and logging into hot wallets and withdrawing all your coins. Some of the most common cryptocurrency phishing scams are fraudsters impersonating exchanges using basic templates and emails that look exactly the same to the real thing. Phishing emails are commonly require you to click on a link to correct a problem with your account. From here, you'll probably be asked to enter your personal details. And Ethereum is one of the popular targets for phishing schemes. So be very, very careful. Make sure that you keep your usernames and passwords hidden. Don't be showing people your private keys. Don't be giving out your private keys. If you receive emails, make sure you do your own research and check into things before you just start clicking on links, because just like any other phishing scam out there looking for your data or anything else, they're out there looking for your crypto too, and you don't want to lose it. So watch out for that. Hackers in general, cryptocurrency hackers account for the majority of Bitcoin losses. Exchanges are popular targets for cyber criminals and make up around 30% of attacks last year. The first big hack was the Mt. Gox exchange, but since then there have been a lot of major exchanges which have been attacked. One of the most recent attacks was the New Zealand-based cryptocurrency exchange Cryptopia, who lost 9.4% of their overall crypto. Binance was recently hacked for $40 million. Don't leave your money on exchanges, guys. You've heard me say it over and over again. Not your keys, not your crypto. If you're trading, fine, go trade. When you're done trading, take your crypto off your exchange. Use some other kind of wallet. Don't keep it online. Don't keep it on the exchange. Exchanges can exit scam at any time. Exchanges can get shut down. People can hack them. When you're putting thousands of people's money into one wallet, it gives a hacker a lot of incentive to try to break into that wallet. So once again, not your keys, not your crypto. Please be very careful leaving any money on exchanges. Only use it for as long as you have to, and then get your money off and put it somewhere where it's safe. Another way that they can be lost is through mistakes and carelessness. Some wallets and exchanges have options to prevent users from sending coins to the wrong wallets that are non-Bitcoin, but it's always worth triple checking your addresses. It's not worth the loss. I always put the address in, go back, read it back to myself, double check it, triple check it. If I'm sending any kind of larger amounts of money that I'm really going to be concerned with, I'll send a small amount first, make sure it goes through. Let's say you're going to send $1,000, maybe send $10 first, and then ask the other person or check your other wallet and make sure the $10 got there. Then once you've done that, then send the other 990. Don't send it all at once. Just a thought. That's one way that I've done it in the past to, protect myself and make sure that I've got my addresses correct. So please be careful out there, guys. There are a lot of different ways that people can try to get your money. And don't ever, ever give any money to anybody that says that they're going to do something for you. Please contact me. My Facebook group is up above in the top of the channel. I have a Twitter. You can contact me there. I have a Discord that I will be adding on. I have a Patreon that I'll be adding on. There'll be plenty of ways that you'll be able to contact me. There's an email, thecryptonest2019@gmail.com. You can email me there. Please do not ever send money to anybody saying that they are me. I'm not telling you right here on the channel, it's not me. Online or offline, how should I store my Bitcoin? Well, we just kind of went over this briefly for a moment. Offline storage is, in my opinion, the best way to go. They have plenty of storage wallets online, such as your exchanges and whatnot. Offline storage and wallets that are not connected to a network is often seen as a superior solution, because then they can't be hacked, obviously. Your assets can be stored on a USB type device that's cold, it's offline, and thus can only be accessed by the person who has the device. This can be protected with a password, two-factor authentication, and all the other security parameters, meaning that in reality, it's the safest way to secure your crypto. It's essentially unhackable. I use a ledger. I think ledgers are great. They are an offline way for you to keep your cryptos. Ledger wallets, I have a link in the description. If you do use it, again, it helps support the channel. You don't have to use it. But if you are going to purchase a hardware wallet so that you can keep your cryptos offline, make sure you only buy them directly from a factory, whether it be from Ledger or any other wallet out there that you decide to go with. There's Trezor, there's Kobo, there's a whole bunch of them, and I'll be doing reviews on them in the future. Any of those wallets that you want to use, make sure you buy them directly from the factory so they cannot be tampered with. If you use my referral link, you will be buying directly from Ledger. You will not be buying from me. You'll be buying directly from Ledger, from their site, and you will be getting the ledger directly from them, shipped directly from their warehouse to you. I never touch it. It never comes to me in between. That is safe and secure. You can go ahead and order directly from Ledger using my referral link. Of course, I will get credit for the sale as the referral, but it doesn't ever come to me. It goes directly from the factory to you to ensure your safety and security. I would hope anybody here would trust me. Let me just say this. Don't trust anybody when it comes to your crypto, okay? Just don't do it. Online storage. This brings us to an online storage, a solution that allows you to access your cryptocurrencies across a number of devices through a computer, a smartphone, or even a web browser extension. Some online storage also allows you to store your cryptocurrency with an exchange, meaning you simply just need to log into an account and access it. Forgotten your password or private key? No problem. Well, when you have an online wallet, a lot of times the private keys, you don't hold your own private key. The exchange does, or the wallet does, which is okay to an extent, I guess, because, well, you don't have to worry about losing your private key. At the same time, not your key, not your crypto. So you definitely want to watch out for that. The downside of this, of course, is that your assets are stored on a network, which is hosted by an external entity. As I said, when you put a bunch of funds in one place, it gives hackers a lot of incentive to go after your funds. They're partly responsible for the safekeeping of your assets by being online. If your storage provider goes bust or shuts down, what happens to your Bitcoin? Oh, there you go. The solution is really what works best for you. I use a combination. I have a couple crypto wallets that are online wallets that are safe and secure, passworded and 2FA. I don't share that information. It's put away under 6 different levels of security to make sure that I don't get hacked. I also have a ledger, which I keep safe and secure. If you are worried about losing your ledger, which is one of the things it brings up in here as far as your storage, if for any reason that you were to lose your ledger, of course, you wouldn't have access to your funds anymore. So you don't want anything to happen to your ledger. Some people store their ledger in their bank vault or safe, but then once again, as it says here, if you leave it, the ledger's destiny in the hands of your bank, well, isn't that kind of the whole reason Bitcoin was created in the first place, was to prevent that problem? So just a few things to think about. There is no right or wrong answer. I personally would encourage you to do your own research into security, cryptocurrency security. I will share more with you going forward in the future. Don't give out your private keys. I would recommend personally, not financial advice, but if you are considering a way to, get your funds offline, I would definitely consider using a Ledger hardware wallet, Trezor, Kobo, something of that nature. I personally feel like that's the best way to go because you have control over it. You just want to make sure that you don't lose it. The ledger doesn't get stolen. You put it somewhere safe. Let's face it, if you're going to be responsible for your funds, you have to be responsible for your funds, nobody else. Having said that, thank you all for being here today. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been informative. Thank you for sharing your time with me here today. It really is appreciated. Click the subscribe button down below. Drop a like if you found any of this information helpful. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Share my video so that we can get 100 subscribers in here and I can give you guys a really cool book, and look forward to finding new ways of doing more giveaways and giving back to you all in the future. So thank you very much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.